This is the Wiiviewer!
And the LittlWiiviewer! And the LittlestWiiviewer!
And we're going to review
Donkey Kong 64 for the eShop.
This is one of the games I never expected to ever be on the eShop. I mean, if this could show up, what do you think the odds of GoldenEye showing up?
Not at all. Well, I mean, GoldenEye already had a remake, so...
I know, I reviewed it. I also talked about GoldenEye for the N64 in that review. This was one of the first games to ever use the expansion pack. The only reason I used the expansion pack was because of a memory error. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about one of the strangest things in this entire... Well, I guess it's not part of the game. Just the whole presentation of the game, and that would be the DK rap. Here's a sample.
Here we go. Performance for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together if you want to clap. Every day you do this monkey rap.
I should probably say the LilWiviiewer has been singing this song for like the last few days now.
Because it's the greatest thing that's ever existed.
Oh man, you are young. Now graphically I think the game kind of holds up for an N64 game.
Not really.
No, it looked okay. I mean, this game has got a lot of texture in it. I mean, I'm not saying they look stunning, but it's just...
It looks beautiful. No, it doesn't.
Oh.
It looks fine.
You know what? I'll go with fine.
One of the problems I have with the graphics, though, is the blackness on the sides and the blackness on the bottom.
The bars?
The bars.
Would you rather have it so blurry that you can't even see the game?
I'd rather have it be expanded. It's not gonna go blurry, it's just gonna like make the things go stretched, but it would have been nice to even have the option. Instead, you have black bars, and in cutscenes, they shrink it even more. It takes up like literally half of the TV screen.
It controlled all right. I don't think it was as tight as Mario.
It was a little odd. There was a lot of strange combos that you had to pull off. You have to crouch and press A to jump really high, which was in Mario, but press Z, then the left C stick to pull out your gun. Then press B or press C up to go in reticle mode, in which there you can aim down. It's like, you have like the 4 C stick buttons. I know you're using them for camera controls, but you could have done something better here.
What do you think of the controls?
They were actually kind of at first kind of strange, but they're adaptable.
Yeah, I think they tried to do too much. That could be said about the entire game because this game is a beast with collectathons.
What are you talking about? You got your bananas, your coins, your ammo, your music, your crystal coconuts, your banana fairies, crowns, your blueprints, your Nintendo coin, your rare coin. You got the banana medals and those stray bananas that are around this world.
This was the game that I thoroughly was like, no, there is too much to do in this game. You know what? I don't think Banjo-Kazooie had this issue in the first game. It had this issue completely in the second game.
It had it a little bit in the first game. It wasn't that bad though.
No, it wasn't that bad. But this game took the idea of collectathon and just said, let's just throw everything in there.
I think
You have 200 bananas for you to collect.
Let's have you have the whole gameplay gimmick is that there are 5 different Kongs you can play with.
Donkey Kong, Tiny Kong, Lanky Kong, Diddy Kong, and Chunky Kong.
And they all have 5 things they can do in each of the worlds.
They all have the same amount of collectibles. So, like, you need to collect 75 bananas for each, and 5 golden bananas for each.
That's my whole point. They didn't add more content. They just did 5 times the exact same thing for each of the Kongs in each of the levels. Now, while they did add different things for them to do in the levels, there were these really lame collect all these things in order to get a banana in each of the worlds. But you don't have to do it, but I'm just saying, it seemed like a very tedious way of doing things.
I don't really think that. They tend to break up the worlds into just separate areas for the Kongs anyway. Only Donkey Kong can go into this area, and only Diddy Kong can go into this area because he can only fly, and Donkey Kong can be invincible. It does kind of manage it, but at the same time, they do basically have the same bananas. In the case of the first world, literally, all the Kongs have the same banana spot, and it's the same way you get it every time. So it just kind of gets tedious from there, because you're doing the same thing 5 times.
One thing I dislike about this game most is the minigames. Half of them don't even have you controlling any of the Kongs. Some of them are absurdly easy and some of them are absurdly hard.
Like completing the very first Donkey Kong game. Remember that?
Yes.
With 1 life.
Or doing it again on level 2 with 1 life.
The advantage, of course, of the eShop games is that you can save at any point. That kind of helps you through those games, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. And for the record, I kind of sucked at the Donkey Kong game.
What was it like going back in time and playing Donkey Kong?
It was strange, especially when Mario and that coin, they fell in love.
Aww. So the whole idea is that you go from level to level and you do this through an overworld. I thought the overworld was kind of cluttered. It didn't really seem like there was an easy direction to figure out where to go.
It was more of like they made like an area and then they just stuck the worlds into it.
Yeah, it didn't really flow that well. Although you could say the same thing about Mario 64 and doors. They're like, okay, random door goes to a random world.
This game is pretty much as close to Banjo-Kazooie 3 as it gets.
No.
Yes.
Banjo-Kazooie had good controls. How was the flying controls?
They were, as you would probably expect a jetpack to be, horrible.
Have you ever played Banjo-Kazooie?
Not that I remember.
It actually had good flying controls. Because you used feathers, and the feathers could make you go up and down. It was a lot easier to control.
Flying as a bird is a lot easier than flying with a jetpack. Think of that. The jetpack would have been easier if the hover did not act like brakes.
Well, we were not able to test the multiplayer because I never could get a controller that would work with it. If it's workable, I don't know. But there's two modes, a puzzle mode and a arena mode. And from what I remember back in the day, it's like a first-person shooter sort of thing.
It's basically the Kongs get their guns and then you shoot each other.
It's the most dangerous game with gorillas. So Donkey Kong 64, LittlWiiviewer, would you buy, sell, or skip?
I would buy, because it's a great game. Lots of stuff to do. Too much stuff to do, but stuff to do nevertheless.
LittlestWiiviewer, would you buy, sell, or skip?
What are you still doing here? Why have you not bought it? Why are you still listening to us rambling on about it?
And I agree. I'm not the biggest fan of Donkey Kong 64, but I still think it was a good game. The controls were a little bad at times, and there really was an overkill of things to do. It really was fun. I mean, I know I've been kind of bagging on it a little bit, but I did enjoy it. I don't think it was the best platformer that came out on the N64, but I think it's in the top 5, so I do think it's worth a buy. Well, that was our review of Donkey Kong 64. Why don't you check out my previous review of Bayonetta 2?
Or a classic review of GoldenEye, the remake.
Thank you, and please subscribe.